Hello, this is Money, Markets, and Motivation, and our word of the day is myrific. A lot of M's in that category. Myrific is literally working wonders or wonderful, an adjective. So there we have it. Moving along, we're going to go look at our heat map. This is a big chill map for crypto today. Not doing too much. Uh, a little bit of recovery in Bitcoin. And let's go over to our S&P 500 heat map. A little bit more heat coming through the S&P 500 heat map, but we got a lot of red area in here, a little bit of a sea of red. So that is the story there. And we move along to our charts of the two biggest cryptos. This is Ethereum. Ethereum's trying to bounce back from this little bit of a pullback here. Did get up to 3,900 before pulling back. And we're going to go take a look at Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin. It was above 118, pulled back. It is bouncing between 117 and 120. So we will continue to watch that. There was one big whale that did sell. I forgot through which exchange. I believe it was Gemini exchange, uh, and that pulled back the Bitcoin to around 115 last week. It has recovered some, but that is our story with that one. So if you're getting close to retirement and you don't want to lose your portfolio, what happened in 2008, this is some place that you may want to go when we're at all-time highs. A lot of people are talking about we're going to get a crash or we're going to have a big downturn. So what happens when the market goes up? This account goes up, and when it goes down, it stays flat, retains all your money. And when it comes back up, it goes up. And when it goes down, it stays flat. So it just retains your money here as it keeps going up the steps. It beats index investing by about 5%, 12.58 to 7.57%. If you'd like to learn more about that, please reach out to me. And we're going to move on to our chart. So the NASDAQ continues to soar. It's up another 0.31% today. The equal weight in the NASDAQ seemed to level off a little bit, just riding the top of its pivot zone. S&P 500 is pulling back a little bit, but pretty flat for the day at 0.03%. The equal weight in the S&P 500 pulls back about 0.59%. And the Russell 2000 is pulling back just ever so slightly. And the Dow Jones is about the same. So where is the strength? The strength is not in the financials. They're pulling back a little bit. Strength is definitely in the energy today. Energy is up. Communications. Communications falls to the 20-day moving average. Aerospace is remaining pretty steady. See where our VIX is at today. It's gone. It spiked there for a moment and then pulled back. We're going to pause a moment while our software catches up. So we're back. This is the 10-year Treasury note rose about 0.78% today, got above its 50-day moving average. It's at 4.42% interest, and then the 20-year is remaining in a pretty tight range here. They were up 1.34%, 3.7% interest. So that is where we're kind of sitting there. I'm just going to skip a number of these because we're just going to look at the ones that were moving in the market today. Semiconductor index almost looked like a gap up. And then pretty much on the high, up 1.36% today. And take a look in industrials. They're down ever so slightly. Mining and metals. They sold off to the 10-day and then they bounced. So that's what we're going to look at there. And now we're going to go see where the big money was flowing today. Acuity is number one. Popped into its pivot zone here. Pretty good volume. So earnings are supposed to be up 13% this year and 9% next year. Holding company production of lighting products. A super microcomputer AI figure that has been working closely with NVIDIA and makes application optimized server systems using AI. Huge move, up 10.25% today. Pretty good volume. In the airline industry area, SkyWest pops into the pivot zone. Pretty good volume on Friday and on today. They had earnings last week up 60%. Vertiv Holdings, also in the AI area. I guess you would call it AI infrastructure. Pretty big, good gap up on Friday. Not a gap up, but a pretty good breakout here on Friday. Can just draw the line here. Excuse me, the line does not want to draw, but there we go. Finally comes out, and you can see you got above that line, and it is a continuation today. Gene DX looks like a big cup with handle here, and it looks like it's clearing there. We'll see if it gets continuation. Huge volume today, so that is a good sign. Luckin Coffee broke out into its pivot zone, got up there before and pulled back. This was a controversial coffee company back in, I believe it was 2020. And this is another Chinese company. Got a lot of institutional ants pulling it up. And that is a story there. That's all we got in that category today, up on volume. So in the news, we're just going to quickly move through the news. Nike was upgraded to overweight from neutral at JP Morgan. See if Nike will come up. There it comes up. Got pretty close to 80. Pretty good volume after that upgrade. So that is story with that one. Raytheon and Lockheed Martin with the EU agreeing to buying large quantities of military equipment. You might want to watch these two. Lockheed Martin hasn't been doing as good as Raytheon. It did pop, it was pretty flat, up 0.04%, but maybe watch those in the news. Interactive broker considering launching a stable coin for its customer, joining a few financial firms that are betting big on the digital token boom as the US eases regulations around the crypto industry. And that's pretty much in the news. Now we're going to move on to our quote of the day. And our quote comes from Jim Rohn today, of motivational person. I missed out the formal, but he had formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So that ends our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you all have a great day and go out and lift up somebody in need of lifting up if you can help them. We need to make this place a better place to live, work, and play.